And that's scary. And I don't want to scare anybody, but to take that thought to the logical conclusion, and maybe something I'm feeling right now is the thought that it could happen right here. It could happen in this place. It could happen to me standing on this stage right now. No gathering is off limits, and no deed is too dark for the wickedness of hell. If it happened to him, what's it to stop it from happening to me or to you? The second thing is this: Charlie was incredibly gifted. Charlie was incredibly anointed. He was a role model. Most of the time when the world looked at him and said he's divisive and he uses dangerous rhetoric, that's not the case. Lies will always hate the truth, period.
Then why was Charlie Kirk always lying then? See, I call bullshit on that, because Charlie Kirk always misrepresented the facts, and all his arguments was in bad faith. You see, anybody can look like a world beater when you're debating somebody who's inexperienced. Pretty much damn near all those people that Charlie Kirk was debating, they were inexperienced, and they didn't really understand that he was operating in bad faith. Charlie Kirk always, he always misrepresented facts. And a lot of that shit, a lot of those statistics he was spewing against black people were lies. And he knew it.
Lies will always try to reframe truth to say that it's dangerous. The man was a role model. He was one of the good guys.
Everyone, and welcome to 5 News at 5. I'm Dante Setafonte. Thank you for joining us on this Friday. Well, a pastor of a church in Elkins has been arrested for soliciting a minor via a computer. This is our top story tonight. 33-year-old Kevin Jones, shown on your screen, as a pastor at Summit Church in Elkins.
Say it ain't so. A Maga pastor. This guy was a Charlie Kirk head. Now, is this any way to honor Charlie Kirk, guys? Would Charlie Kirk would have wanted this? These are the same people that's always wagging their fingers at everybody else like they're so high and mighty. When I say they, I'm talking about these far-right Republicans. They always want to wag their fingers at black people and black and brown people and say we're the most violent and all the crime and degeneracy that's going on in the black community. Well, look at this shit. They get shit like this running rampant in their community. Y'all ain't got shit to say about black people. Y'all shouldn't have it. If Charlie Kirk would have been worrying about the white youth in his own group, he'd probably still be here. If Charlie Kirk would have put his energy and worried about people like this in his community, he'd probably still be here. Guys, there was a long list of people like him in this MAGA community. He ain't the only one. I can make a video every week about another MAGA pastor being convicted and arrested for being a pedo. And funny how the right-wing media, which is Fox News, one of them, their radio silent. They ain't saying anything about this. Now, if this was a black or a brown person or just a plain old Democrat or LGBT person, trust me, they will be all over this. They'll be salivating at the chance to get this story out. But not a peep. The radio silent. See, shit like this is swept under the rug, and it goes on all the time over there in the conservative community. Whenever something happens on their side, whenever some degeneracy happens on their side, they don't want to. They're always silent. They have nothing to say. The church hasn't even spoke out. They haven't sent a letter or anything. This guy is a scumbag. And you see all these old far-right Republicans, they want to act like white men are the only people that's not bad. And we need to bring some awareness to this. This is the type of shit that's going on in their communities. Because for the most part, guys, black people, we don't go around cherry picking shit that white people do. But we need to start. Because a lot of these so-called Republicans, these far right conservatives, they have everything to say about black people. They always want to talk about how they don't want to live by us and because we're so dangerous, and that's fine. That's your choice. You can do that. But in that case, stay out of our business. When you got people like this in your community. Once again, guys, he's not the only one. There is a long list of MAGA pastors that's like him. And I got more coming.
He was arrested on October 2nd and charged with soliciting a minor via computer. Since then, an additional charge of exhibiting materials of minors engaged in sexually explicit conduct has been added. No further information about the investigation is available at this time. However, police say the investigation is ongoing. Jones is currently being held in the Tigard Valley Regional Jail with a bond set at $50,000.
What these black conservatives at? Where you at, Candace Owens? Where you at, Brandon Tatum? Where you at, Devory Darkins? Why y'all not covering this? Because y'all have everything to say about black people. Anytime a black person does something, they have everything to say. They're quick to criminalize black people in order to get a pat on the head or some white validation. In other words, they do a lot of white ass kissing. I find it funny that everybody on the right is so radio silent about this. Because guys, he ain't the only one. There's more. I'm talking about just in this month. I'm talking about MAGA pastors that have been convicted of this same thing. They always want to try to make it out to be like everybody else is a scumbag besides white men. Hell no. And we need to bring some awareness to this shit. I got more coming. I don't give a fuck who don't like it, because I know it's gonna be some people in the comments hating and having their own criticism. I don't give two fucks. I got more coming. We need to bring some awareness to this shit. These white Republicans, they're not perfect. We're about to lift up the curtain to see what they're hiding too. But anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. This your boy MAZ, man. Like and subscribe, man. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. I'm out.